Welcome back, folks. Alright guys, we just did a whole bunch of upgrading. We are now more than combat capable. There is now nothing that this island can throw at us that will stop us in our tracks. As soon as the ship docks here, the mayor's servant or whatever, he's going to approach the boat and he's going to tie you up with a whole bunch of dialogue options. Go ahead and get through all those dialogue options and make sure you're asking people about Mirac. And what's going to happen, guys, is at some point something is going to trigger in the Dragonborn questline. Once you travel to Solstheim and you start asking about Mirac, that's going to happen. You continue asking about Mirac, and at some point it's going to trigger this investigate the shrine. It's right over here. Go ahead and go over there, and that's going to be your first introduction to Neloth. He's going to approach you. He's going to be the only one not in a trance around that stone, so just look for an elf guy walking around and you'll see Neloth. Go ahead and get through all his dialogue options. There's a storyline there. Go ahead and sleep at the inn in Ravenrock, and I'll go ahead and take you there now and show you exactly where it is. But you have to pass a minimum of 8 hours. So go ahead and go downstairs in the inn and talk to the barkeep. He'll rent you a room for 10 gold. Sleep your 8 hours, and guys, the game will take over for you at that point once the 8 hours of sleep has passed, and that's okay, it's supposed to. And what's going to happen is it's going to teleport you to some random, stone on the island. There's a stone right there, that's right by the giant mushroom. I mentioned the one over here by Ravenrock a little bit ago. And then after you awaken, it could randomly teleport you to any one of these. In my game, it happened to be way up here, the Windstone. But regardless, whatever stone you're at, to wiggle free, just wiggle the left joystick around, and that'll free the character up and get him out of that trance. Now, guys, after that happens, investigate the shrine. That will clear the quest marker, and then you'll have reached the Temple of Mirac. So now, guys, this is actually the quest line I'm going to do. Oh, and by the way, if this is your first time in Solstheim, try to resist reading any black books until you get through the Temple of Mirac and get through the black book at the end of that temple. That's just one of those glitch alert things, and that can actually cause some kind of an issue with the black book reading if you do any other black books first, which is kind of why I've been telling you guys just avoid the shiny rocks for the time being. There's an order of the things that kind of need to be done to make sure that your game runs smoothly. Alright, so we're going to be heading to Mirac here in just a moment. For right now, what I'm going to do is just go ahead and introduce you guys around here to Ravenrock. Now, I don't actually need to pass time just yet. There's still vendors out and stuff. But first things first, you got all the typical vendors outdoors here. You got General Goods Store here. You've got kind of like another store here. He doesn't have any quest for you, though. She's got a quest for you.
There's only one thing to remember.
Okay, now again, I've done things out of order. Normally this guy's pretty amiable, but at some point he's going to say you're responsible for owing some guy's debt. So even though, you're probably not at that point when you first come here, sooner or later that's going to happen. So I'll show you just how I like to deal with this. But again, ask all the NPCs about Mirac. Okay, so ask him what kind of situation. I've tried killing this guy, and he never dies, first of all, and 9 times out of 10 it generates a bounty anyway, so it just doesn't work out that way. You could threaten him, you could intimidate him, but long story short, he's just going to be a real nuisance unless you just pay the man. So what I do is I normally go down to intimidate, and this way I'm only coughing up the 500 gold instead of 1,000, and this way you don't have to worry about bounties, he stays off your back, and you can do your business here in Ravenrock, unhindered at that point, because guys, I'm telling you, he is really, really annoying. He will walk up to you every chance he gets, every time you're in town. Okay, so getting back to quest lines, go ahead and talk to the alchemist here. She's going to want 5 netch jelly. Okay, so once you, start getting through her dialogue options, more will open up, and this is ultimately how you get to her little side quest. Okay, now I happen to, have the netch jelly because I knew this was coming. But if you don't, no big deal, they're literally all over the island. The second thing is going to be getting our pickaxe. Now guys, we already have a pickaxe, but this one is going to replace that pickaxe. This is going to be the Ancient Pickaxe, and this is what you need to mine Stalrim. And guys, that is worth its weight in gold and so much more. Okay, now at some point when we do the Dark Brotherhood questline, he'll have a new dialogue option here, and that's really key because there's a super suit here I want. It's the Blackguard set, I think it's called. It's been a long time now. It starts with a B. Anyway, it's a really good set. It improves lockpicking, pickpocketing, just all sorts of fun stuff there. Sneak. It's a really good armor set to have. Okay, again, you know, some dialogues will open up new ones, so just make sure you get through them all here. And it just dawned on me, I'm kind of doing things out of order right now. What I like to do normally is go into the inn and pass a little time so it's nighttime. Actually, we'll try 9. We'll see what happens. This way, what you're going for here is hopefully everybody will be in here, and then you can talk to everybody to get rid of these sujamas that he wants you to hand out. Okay, so there it is. He gives you the 10 sujama. Now before I get into that, I want to keep talking to him and clear all his dialogue options. Okay, ask him if he's heard any rumors lately. He's going to give you several quests here. Okay, that was one of them right there. Alrighty, so yeah, just start making your rounds in here.
Perfect.
And just start passing the drinks out. That's why I like to do this in here, because they're all literally together and you don't have to go running around town chasing down people.
Always a pleasure to taste.
And most NPCs are going to take it, but there's going to be a couple that don't want it. I think he's one of them.
What? Oh, no, thank you.
Okay, guys, here's that folio I mentioned a couple of videos ago at that ship. This is the quest giver for that, so I'm really glad now that I left that in that chest. Okay, guys, this is the general goods store that I pointed you to outside. He just happens to be indoors now, so I'm going to show you this East Empire pendant deal. And I've already got a few, so I'm going to go ahead and give them to him. But guys, he gives you 500 apiece.
Here's your coin.
And you'll find those throughout Solstheim. It's really good way to make really quick gold. Anytime you see an East Empire strong box or whatever, one of those little things that you have to lockpick, there's always going to be one of those in there, as long as it's labeled East Empire whatever. And honestly, I think I passed a little bit too much time. I think 8 o'clock is probably a better time, because some of the NPCs just scattered. Okay, the funny thing is I just talked to that same dude and he took it again. So if the dialogue option is there, go ahead and use it, and it'll most likely give you another spot there.
My wife's quite the... Always a pleasure to taste anything Geldis comes up with.
Same thing with that dude. That doesn't always work, by the way, but sometimes passing time, it will allow you to give them, you know, multiple drinks. Okay, now I already did this questline as well. So you'll have to watch my prior video to show how that all got initiated, but long story short, we had to leave the town and go east, and he was fighting some ash spawn out there. I think that questline was called Death March or something like that. So yeah, that's the video you're looking for.
I was just thinking
Okay, I just gave him another drink.
Thanks for saving me the trip.
So we've got 2 left. Now at this point I probably can give one to the alchemist.
Destroying? I should mix some of this into my next potion.
She was one of the ones that got away earlier. Left the bar before I could get to her.
Tell Geldis that Mary.
There it is, guys. That's usually how I like to clear that quest line. Like I said, I just pass the time, and I go kind of make my rounds with him again, and I get them done that way. If that doesn't work for you, unfortunately, you'll have to do the old-fashioned way and just go around and talk to literally everyone.
For yourself.
Okay, so that is that. Okay, now he'll have other quests for you as you progress here in Solstheim. So this is one that you want to check in with periodically. Now, I'm going to go ahead and rent a room, but I'm not going to actually use the room. What I want is for him to just get out of here, because I want to steal something that's under his desk. Speaking of those East Empire pendants.
Let me know if there's anything else you need.
So as long as you're hidden, excuse me, you should be in the clear. Now, sometimes, you know, if I was being smart right now, I would drop a soft save or something, just in case I got caught. But I'm going to try my luck here and see what happens. Okay, see, they're all lit up in red. But that's what I want right there. Now, the East Empire pendant will still sell to that guy, even though it's stolen. All this other stuff, you'll need a special vendor for that, or you'll need to have that perk unlocked.
Your actions here have been a blessing to us all.
Alright, folks, so here is the mine. Now, there is another black book in here, but again, this is going to be after we do the Mirak thing. Okay, go ahead and get through the dialogue options. Now this is where you're going to get the quest line to go through the mine here. Again, try to resist doing that because of the black book at the end. So after we get the black book done with Mirak, or in the Temple of Mirak, then we'll be safe to come back through and do this mine. Okay, tell him it's dangerous here for an old man just to get through the dialogue option, and that'll kind of get that quest kicked off.
A secret, the letter, the key.
Okay, so after you get through all those dialogue options, he'll give you the key. But again, we're going to come back to this, folks. I just really wanted to get through the dialogue options so I could get to this right here. Glover wants his ancient Nordic pickaxe back. Tell him it doesn't belong to him.
Here, like a crazy
Now, if you still had Sujama to get rid of, he would take one from you, by the way. Both these NPCs down here will absolutely take that Sujama. Alright guys, and once you befriend her and get through all that, it will open up some training for you, so booyah. Now, the whole point of me doing that was for that ancient Nordic pickaxe, and, you know, ideally you would want that before you go through that dungeon I did a little bit ago
Find my pickaxe yet?
that had the soul or Stalrim in it.
Tell you what, since you went through, I just wanted to.
But because I did things a little bit out of order, I was just in a hurry to get through that dungeon for the Asdal set, so I kind of had tunnel vision there and I skipped that ancient Nordic pickaxe. But yeah, there's a couple of nodes in that dungeon. The Killborn Barrow or whatever it's called. Now guys, we will get a house in Ravenrock, and this is going to be our house, but you have to go through a lot of quest lines in order to get there. And at the end of that quest line, you have to go in there and kill a couple of people that were planning to kill the mayor, I think, or something like that. And guys, also this Trama root, that combines with Salt Pile, makes really, really good strong selling potions. Not only that, cooking a lot of those up will get you really good alchemy bumped. Alright folks, again, if you hadn't already done so, make your way over to this shrine. And don't engage any of these people in combat ever. That can absolutely hard break quests, you know, down the road. So, you know, this is part of the game. They're supposed to be doing all this. Now, Neloth, he would either approach you from this direction, or sometimes he's actually just kind of walking around out here aimlessly. Do go ahead and talk to him. He's got some storyline there for you. Another thing at these temples is a whole bunch of Nightshade, another good strong, you know, selling potion. That combines with all sorts of stuff. You know, Hanging Moss, Blue Mountain Flower, etc. Also, a little word of caution, too, by the way. Don't, or, you know, try to resist coming to Solstheim before you're level 36. Reason being is a lot of quests won't work right if you're not level 36 yet. And so actually some quests just won't even work at all, period. Deathbrand comes to mind. There's a couple others, though. So all in all, if you're here and you're, you know, you're not quite level 36 yet, guys, just, you know, go back to the mainland, do some questing, do some leveling, and when you come back here at the appropriate level, you know, everything will work right, and you'll have a much better time doing quests. Alright, so I mentioned a loot spot. It is right over there. Okay, got a bandit here and some loose lootables. Okay, and you've got another strong box. This one isn't East Empire because it's not labeled, but they usually have pretty good loot in it anyway. Okay, got yourself a treasure chest out here. And a satchel. Okay, now that locate Eastern Empire pendants, it's going to stay there, so you don't have to worry about highlighting it or anything. It's not going to actually show you where the strong boxes are. Honestly, I don't even know why they put that quest marker in there. But what I'm going to do is go ahead and do the two quests that we did just activate. So those right there, I'll go ahead and, you know, knock those out real quick. And then the Dragonborn here, guys, that's the overarching quest line that we're going to get into after I'm done with the whole Ravenrock video. Alright guys, so again, on your first trip to Ravenrock, and you head out of town and head like east-southeast, you're going to come to this farm. And this is where that fight's going to be going on. There's going to be some ash spawn, and this guy gets killed, but that other guy will be here fighting them. So go ahead and, you know, kill the ash spawn, search the ash spawn piles, and that'll have a note he's wanting to look at, and that'll generate this whole quest line to get you over to this dungeon. And folks, again, I have a video on that. March of the Dead, that's what it's called. Wow, I was having trouble pulling that name out there for a minute. And again, guys, lots and lots of this Trama root. That is like gold. Whoa. Somebody came out to say hello. Am I not hitting him? Apparently I was not hitting him. Wow. That staff had some value to it. That's definitely worth carrying the weight for. Alright folks, now I already hit this bad boy nest. You know, it's a safe raid as long as you don't grab that folio out of that treasure chest. Matter of fact, I think even if you do, that doesn't break this quest. This is one of the ones that actually work right, I think. But I didn't want to take that risk before and actually grab the thing, just, you know, on the off chance I was wrong about that. I just prefer to play it safe. Okay, it looks like all the enemies reset, so that's good. Actually, before I get into it here, I want to go ahead and pop a Flame Astronaut. Actually, no. Let's go ahead and throw the Lord out. Alright, and once you connect with the first guy, it's going to be a party.
Who's there?
Oh, we got some archers up there. Oh, apparently I didn't finish them all. So notice the difference in attack power, guys. The first time I did this raid, I had my old bow. Now that I've got that chaos damage and the frost damage, and the stack with enchanting and destruction magic for all three elements, it's night and day difference, guys. There is absolutely no contest. There's no comparison there in the amount of attack damage we can put out now. And notice all this loot reset too. So it wasn't just the enemies that will reset, the whole dungeon resets.
Oh. I've got your back.
Thanks, Lydia. Appreciate that. Can I have my gold now? Thank you. Okay, I already hit that strong box, but it is there for the taking for you all.
Let's get going then.
Skyrim weather.
Alright, and our prize is actually right over here. And that's the folio that I said, you know, make sure you leave it in the chest beforehand. But notice all the other loot did reset. Oh, and if you're needing Netch Jelly, by the way, just keep on walking down this coastline here. You'll see a few of them out here over the water. Actually, they just came into view for me there. And also head north, or inland. Whatever direction that is, I can't read the compass there. But there should be some Netch just behind that shack there as well. Alright guys, so for this next quest, visit the hunters at the thing. Now that's actually kind of a booby trap. They all turn into werewolves, and it's just kind of part of the storyline of some of the things that's going on here on Solstheim. I can't say the loot is super great, or even the reward for that matter, but you know, it's still kind of worth going to, because on the way there's a bunch of stuff to do. Okay, there's a couple of loot spots here, so what I'm going to do is just kind of try to beeline it straight up to my quest marker there. But on the way, or slightly right of on the way, there should be some gemstone nodes that are kind of out in the open near some spider eggs and stuff, and it's a real nice little loot spot. But I always seem to have trouble finding it. Every time I do a playthrough, you know, I know it's in this general area, sometimes I see it, sometimes I don't. But if memory serves, it should be just north. Okay, yeah, so that's where it is. That's why it's always hard to find. Some of it's kind of hidden. And you know, it's not a great big massive tall looking thing. You really kind of got to know where to look. So I'll give you guys a quick map overview here. Right about there. And no quest marker or map marker or anything like that. Another reason it makes it kind of tough to find. Ah, Serana resurrected a troll. Nice. So you guys, these gemstones, there's a lot of places on Solstheim here that have a lot of good gemstone looting. So you saw how valuable that crafting video is when I started, you know, doing the jewelry. Now guys, this is part of it right here. Get them gemstones. Okay, I'm going to go into first person because it is kind of tough to see, but there are some loose gemstones sitting out here as well. Couple of nodes. Okay, now I remember there being spiders around here, so this isn't... Yeah, there's another little spot, but before we hit that, guys, and this is actually on the map, notice from that little sweet spot there, I'm heading a little bit east. Notice on my compass there, that little upside down monument quest marker. There is a bad boy nest coming up, and guys, this one is definitely worth hitting. Wow, he's got some range. That's twice I missed him. He's my priority though, because he hurts. Look at that damage, guys. That chaos damage, I'm telling you, it's no contest. Alright guys, there's a lotting to do at this little campsite. Don't forget your heartstones, it's a great spot for all those. I won't, you know, make you watch me farm them all, but y'all absolutely should grab those. That's how we cast that flame, or not flame, the Ash Guardian. And guys, you're gonna see me go through heartstones like they are free. Alright, so lots of goodies here. I always like to trip the traps, because when I'm not paying attention, I tend to walk right into those things. But yeah, guys, lots of little hiding spots for treasure chests here. I think there's like 4 or 5 treasure chests here. It's been a while, but I remember there being quite a lot. Or maybe I'm thinking, yeah, the strongbox I was probably counting as one, because you have to lockpick it. Another chest down here. What was that, 3 so far? Here's 4. Look at that, guys. I don't know if one of the enemies is holding that, or if it's just a loose weapon that's just here. I know it's heavy, but look at that value. Alright, so after you finished your looting here, now we're going to be coming up to another shack. As a matter of fact, I think it's already showing up on my compass. And guys, that's to do with another quest line, so try to, you know, stay away from that. There's going to be some elven people. So if they're wearing, you know, like elven armor and stuff, that's how you know you found the one I'm talking about. And again, that kind of bleeds over into other quest territory. Now, I've never actually broken that quest, but it's an important quest. That's the one where we need to go rescue the blacksmith from Skull Village, and he's going to be our storeroom smithing guy. So yeah, super, super important quest line. So again, if at all possible, guys, just avoid that at all costs. I'm going to actually take the long way around and go around it to the right, because that's where our quest marker is anyway. So again, I just wanted to point that out as a kind of stay clear for now area. Alright guys, so it actually shows on the map marker as a cave. The funny thing is it's actually not a cave. At best, it's just a little bit of an overhang sticking over, but there's actually no cave to go into. So it is a bit deceiving in that respect. Okay, now when you get here, they're not going to be hostile at first. They're just going to tell you they don't want you around, but, you know, no harm, no foul. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to kind of agitate them a little bit by talking to them. And notice, they all look human right now. Okay, they'll give you a final warning, and then at some point they're just going to have enough and start attacking you.
Leave us in peace. Leave us in peace. You're as good as dead.
There they go. So you can see the transformation there. One of them actually turned. And guys, these things hurt. So I probably should have said, like, save the game before you get into this fist fight. because they do a bit of damage. That's one reason I don't like to come here until after I've gotten my chaos damage and crafting done for this next kind of round of Solstheim. Because level 36 or no level 36, these can be really tough fights if you're a little bit underpowered. So guys, if you are here and you're watching my video and you kind of feel like you're a bit underpowered, you've got to catch my crafting videos. Not a ton of great loot, it's just more to kind of get the quest line cleared. Alright guys, so you notice the quest has in fact cleared. We're done with that one. The only thing I have left to do now is go back and get my reward for the other one.
And Ravenrock.
Go ahead and let her know you found her missing Folio.
Well, you've certainly proven your worth around here to me. Please.
Alright folks, so I don't know if I mentioned earlier, but there's an alchemy station out here. You got all of your normal smithing, crafting, you know, armorer's workbench, etc. Grindstone, smelter. You've got your other stuff going on, you know, the stores, the vendors. You've got the inn, of course. You've got the mine here. And at night, guys, you're always going to find Luna Mothwings. Go ahead and grab those suckers, too, while you're at it. Right here in this main building, the Mayor Manor or whatever, there is an enchanting table. So, you know, a lot of times if I'm here in Ravenrock and I got some quick enchanting I need to get done, I will go ahead and use that. Now, all this stuff is for steel right now. Don't worry about that. We'll come back to this later. And I wouldn't go in those chambers just yet. We can hit this later on. But that Sujama, if you are having trouble getting rid of it, that's another person that will take the Sujama. So folks, if you enjoyed the video, please take a moment to like, share, subscribe, and comment. It's always appreciated. And as always, until the next time, best of luck and happy hunting.